Welcome to Subramani. Please subscribe, please hit the bell icon. I hope you're liking my content. If you don't like my content, please don't watch, that's fine. But if you like my content, please hit the bell icon and please share. Also, see the content, understand it, maybe make notes and translate it for your parents. I do not think I'm going to make all these videos in Tamil and Hindi and Gujarati and stuff like that. Some videos I may pick up and do it in multiple languages, but all 4,000 videos in multiple languages, almost impossible. No, I'm not planning to do. So please make sure that people read and understand this, or hear and understand this, so that when you translate it for your parents or whoever else who does not is not comfortable with English, maybe you could prove to be a useful person for them. Right. So when I talk to analysts, I'm surprised by the amount of overconfidence they have in predicting prices. Right. So here was a company quoting at about 350, 360. I'm not even talking to you about the industry. And when I was talking to the analyst, one of those rare analysts who said, I think the fair price should be 240, which is perhaps true. But I asked him, what gives you the confidence to say that it will touch 240? Because for him, buy call is important, because his manager, his fund manager, is putting pressure on him, saying, look, I've got too much money, I need to buy something. Tell me, is it overpriced vis-a-vis the whole market, or is it overpriced by itself? Because if the whole market is at a PE of 38, then a PE of 35 does not look overpriced. A PE of 45 might look overpriced. So and this guy did not have an answer. So I said, first of all, being an analyst is good, but you also have to think like an investor. When you think like an investor and you're creating a value portfolio for a long period of time, you have to ask many questions like, what are the things that Indians will do? This is an India-based fund. Will Indians stop buying cars and start using public transport only? No, that is not going to happen. Less than 7% of the country's population owns a car, which means 93% is aspirational. They will all want to buy a house, they will want to buy a car, they will want to consume, they will want to travel by plane. That can't change. Just because a few of you or few of us have maybe been there, done that, and now we can say, oh, I don't need a car because I can take an Ola or a Uber. For 94% of the country's population, that's not true. They will aspire to buy a car, they will buy a new car, they will buy a second-hand car, they will definitely do something, but they will buy a car, right? So few people in the top of the country may not consume sugar, but does it mean that the demand for sugar is going out? No, it's not going out. There will always be demand for sweets, there will always be demand for soft drinks, right? There will always be demand for mithai, there will always be demand for medicines. All of them use sugar, right? So you can't bet against the sugar industry because a few of your friends have gone off sugar. So understand that. And look at the long-term trend. You're building a long-term portfolio. Don't look at the technical charts and say, oh, this looks very weak in the charts. In the charts, you have a 1-week view, 2-week view, 2-month view. You are trying to build a 30-year view on a particular share and give a range of prices. Don't say, it is not a good buy at 340, it's a good buy at 240. Give a range of EPS, give a range of PE, right? So you say, okay, I think 30 rupees should be the PE and 8 is a fair PE for it. 30 rupees should be the EPS and 8 is a fair PE, so 240. Right now it is at a much higher PE because 3 years later the EPS will be 30. Right now the EPS is 10. I expect this growth to happen because of export, because of domestic, blah blah blah. Today it is at a PE of 36, right? It is a EPS of 10 and it has a PE of 36. Therefore the price is 360. Going forward, if the PE does not fall and the EPS increases, yes, it can reach a price of 1000, but I'm sure that in the next 2-3 years, by which the EPS, by the time the EPS improves, the PE will also come down, right? So therefore, I think it's a good buy only at 240 and not a fair price, not a good buy at 360. This is how you should be, and say the range of EPS could be so much and the range of PE could be so much, right? So you need to look at fundamental analysis like that. When you are catering to somebody, let's say you're not you're not an analyst, you are a salesperson, you are selling mutual fund, then the question to ask is, how will your clients behave when the market is down? You have to know that knowing that is the skill of an MFD. That is not what a fund manager can ever know. So you have to know what do your clients like. Can they stand volatility? Can they not stand volatility? Can you keep their portfolio in two separate folders, in the sense that, let's say you use websites, you keep it in two separate websites, saying don't even bother looking at that one will keep fluctuating. Look at this one where we are put into less volatile assets. This will not fall. So when the market falls, look at your portfolio A. Portfolio B will has a lot of equity, so that will fluctuate. Don't bother. So knowing how the client behaves is important. Similarly, knowing how the investor behaves is important, right? So as an analyst, you have to know how your investing fund manager is also going to behave. What are the mistakes that he is likely to make? What are the mistakes that she is likely to? What are the flaws? How do all these things apply to your research report? That's also important, right? So think like an investor and say what can go wrong and what can go right, and in your mind and in your report have a bigger range of outcomes which is possible with both EPS and PE, because you don't control both of this. You're just an analyst. You're saying the company is saying so much could be the EPS, and I think the market PE will correct, and therefore today it is at 36. I expect it to go down to maybe 18 or 20. So I have to provide for the fall in PE and the rise in the EPS. When this happens, the price could hold, or the price could even go up if the EPS growth is faster than the fall in the PE, right? So as an analyst, don't look so much like a meteorologist, right? I think this is Morgan Housel's statement. Don't be a meteorologist. Be like an historian and a psychologist or a psychoanalyst to see how your client is behaving, how your client has behaved in the past, how people will behave in the future. The past behavior is a fantastic indicator of what will happen. Take a simple example. You need to score 40 runs. You're the coach or you're the manager. 40 runs are needed in 14 balls or 15 balls. You have a choice of sending in Rahul Dravid, Sehwag or Yuvraj Singh. All three options are available to you. Whom will you send, right? So a very high chance that you will send a Sehwag and then a Yuvraj and then a Rahul Dravid. For all you know, Rahul Dravid may have better range of strokes to get those runs, but the chances are you will look at past behavior and say, oh, I think I should send Yuvraj or Sehwag rather than sending in a Rahul Dravid. So that is how you look at equity and equity performance and say, how will the people behave? Will people continue to buy shampoo? Will people continue to brush their teeth over 10 years? Because longevity is what you're looking for. You look at TCS, HDFC Bank and Larsen & Toubro, SBI and Indigo and say, will these companies be around 10 years from now? Answers are yes. Will a company like Facebook be around? I don't know. Of course, it's a very smart company. It invests a lot in technology. It might do something else. But already I find the younger generation today is not there on Facebook. They are on something else, right? Right now, maybe they are on Insta and they may also get out of Insta. So you don't know. So look at all those trends. If I look around me, last 30, 40, 50 years, everybody with me who was living in a smaller house is now living in a bigger house, driving a bigger car, taking more vacations, buying more expensive phones. All that is happening, right? That's been the long-term trend. Also remember, the India's per capita income fell from $2,700 in 1947 to $300 in 1991. Then Narasimha Rao kick-started the economy, and then it went to, I think, about 1100 in 2014, and now it is 2700, which means if it doubles in the next 10 years, it means a 7% growth. We will be about at $5,400 or $5,500 per capita in 2034. That's where we will be. We will not be at $40,000. So look at all these micro, macro, everything, and while forming your opinion, not just the report that you are making, just what the management tells you. Yes, management tells you something, your technical analyst tells you it is now looking very weak, all that's fine, but what you have to do is look at the larger picture, see how it is, how that industry is going to perform because of the people around it. All this is important for you to become a good investor. Think like an investor. That's important. Thank you.